what's up? Welcome back dito sa ating channel dito sa Bobs TV. Alright, so tayo nagbabalik muli mga babayan. Pero syempre, bago ang lahat, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, at comment dyan sa comment section. At syempre, maraming salamat sa lahat ng mga patuloy na nakasuporta dito sa ating channel, sa mga subscribers natin. Shoutouts po sa inyo.
Unang-una, narinig ko na halos lahat ng mga argumento mula pa lang Miyerkules, at saka narinig na rin natin yung mga ibang law professors, mga legal, di ba, luminary na tinatawag natin. Pero alam ko, nung nag-file nung Lunes ng motion for reconsideration ng House, na ang napaniwala namin ay drafted din ng Solicitor General's Office, alam ko the next day, nag-file din kayo, yung grupo nyo, yung sambayan, yung omnibus motion for reconsideration, and you are asking for oral arguments as status quo ante order. Ano ang pinagkaiba ho? At ay yung baha, halos ano na rin, pareho lang din ho ng MR na isinalang din ho ng lower house?
Yes, almost the same naman. May nagdi-differ lang kami sa mga explanations, pero the same remedy. We ask for we have to, of course, ask for permission to intervene dahil hindi naman kami original party.
Yes.
But we are asking for the Supreme Court to reconsider and to call for oral arguments.
So yung doon ba sa original na MR na sinubmit ho nung Lunes, nabasa nyo rin ho ba yun? Yung drafted by the Solicitor General's Office?
Yes, nag-circulate naman yan sa sa media, sa social media.
Okay, pero nandoon din ho ba yung yung gusto rin nila na magkaroon ng oral arguments, or ito yung sa inyo talagang to maintain status quo ante order?
Well, meron doon sa body of their motion for reconsideration, they ask also for oral arguments. Although wala doon sa prayer, nasa body.
Kasi yung naging desisyon, 1941, no? I'm sure napakinggan nyo ho na halos 6 na oras na debate ng Senado nung Miyerkules. Ano ho ba ang palagay niyo? Kasi nakita ko rin sa isang statement na ina-attribute sa inyo, sinabi nyo, this is better dahil at least magpo-prompt now, it will be prompting the Supreme Court to really act on the motion for reconsideration. Ibig sabihin, hindi pa talaga siya patay, na ito ay pwede pa rin buhayin sa pamamagitan ng pag-archive.
Yeah, dahil dalawa yung possibility sa Senado, no, when they met to dismiss, that's the position of Marcoleta and his group, to dismiss. Pag dinismiss yan, patay na ang kaso. Alright. And the Supreme Court can just also deny the MR on the ground of mootness dahil dismiss na sa impeachment court, sa Senado. Ang maganda sana, they just postpone their decision to await the decision of the Supreme Court on the motion for recon. Pero ang ginawa nila, to archive it. Pero ganyan din ang epekto. Because you archive it, you do not dismiss. And sabi nga ng mga explanation ng mga proponents ng archiving, sabi nila, that can be revived. If the Supreme Court reverses its decision, we can revive it upon motion. So, but my position there, if the Supreme Court reverses itself, we are back to that provision of the Constitution which says the trial in the Senate shall forthwith proceed. They are obligated to conduct the trial dahil if the Supreme Court will say the articles of impeachment are constitutional, then it's now their duty to conduct a trial. Wala na silang option but to conduct a trial.
So ibig sabihin, Justice, just in case, in the unlikely scenario na marami kasi nagsasabi mo kung mahirap bumaliktad dahil 13-0, kung sakali ma-reverse ang ruling, ang feeling nyo ho, dapat ho mag-convince sila as a impeachment court and then itutuloy na yung talagang impeachment trial?
Yes, because babalik tayo doon sa provision ng Constitution.
Yes.
Once there is a resolution signed by at least 1/3 of the members of the House, nakalagay, and I quote the Constitution, the trial in the Senate shall proceed forthwith. So,
Alright.
yun ang mag-govern. Wala silang obligado yung Senado dahil constitutional nga ang articles Huminto sila dahil sinabi ng, as of now, sabi ng Korte Suprema, it's not constitutional, it's unconstitutional. Pero pag binaliktad nila sarili nila, we are back to that provision, trial by the Senate shall forthwith proceed.
Oo. If I may share lang, no, narinig ko rin kasi Senator Coco Pimentel kasi nagkaroon ng matagal na argumento yung debate tungkol doon sa ano ang acceptable na term. Kasi 'di ba una gusto ni Senator Soto to table, 'di ba? Ang talagang effect noon maghintay din, parang ganoon. Tapos ito ang naging sabi nga ni Senator Cayetano, for a lack of a better term, gusto nila i-archive. Narinig ko si Senator Coco, sabi niya, bakit hindi na lang nila siningit yung term na to defer para mas maintindihan ng lahat? Ano ang palagay nyo dun sa yung sabi lang ho ni Senator Coco Pimentel na mas maganda siguro kung to defer, mas naiintindihan lang lahat kahit hindi non-lawyers?
Well, tama si Senator Coco that to defer, mas klaro. But
Yes.
the bottom line, the effect will be
Parehong
the same,
effect
hindi
din,
na-dismiss.
Yung archive.
Yeah, ang importante, hindi ma-dismiss dahil pag na-dismiss yan, there is a legal consequence. Magiging moot yung MR sa Supreme Court. Patay yun.
Yes, oo. Pero yung worry lang kahapon, nung nakausap ko si Senador Ping Lacson, sabi niya, just in case lang, no, bumaliktad nga ang Supreme Court. At syempre, babawiin, no, ibubuhayin uli sa archive section yung articles of impeachment. Ang problema, baka daw magre-raise ng motion and then pipilitin ho ng Senado kahit na yung nagbaliktad yung Supreme Court na yung kanilang motion, yun sinasabi niya, kaya daw siya nag-abstain. Kasi yun ang ayaw niya. Kasi ibabalik daw niya doon sa mga senador na bumoto ng mag-yes sila at pag-archive and then merong Supreme Court na overruling yung unang desisyon. Nakikita nyo ba yung ganong senaryo, Justice?
Well, it could happen, no? Pero ang ano dyan, klaro, one, pag sinabi ng Korte Suprema, constitutional yung articles of impeachment, ang mag-apply yan, yung provision ng saligang batas, the trial in the Senate shall forthwith proceed. Yun, wala, obligado agad sila. Ngayon, pag bumoto sila na to deny the revival of the archive case, mag-akyatan yan. The prosecution will go to the Supreme Court and say, constitutional, bakit ayaw nila mag-trial? Constitutional
Yes, oo. Pero based on your experience, Justice, dahil kayo ay naging bahagi ho ng dating Korte Suprema, ano ho ba ang chances na pwedeng ma-overturn? Based on yung mga sinabit nyo, ng mga arguments, nasabi kasi ninyo, di ba, may mga factual error na oversee. I will cite a case, di ba, sabi ho ng Korte Suprema, hindi ho ito pinagbotohan sa plenary ng House na isinampa nila itong articles of impeachment na didispute naman ng ABS-CBN dahil sila mismo yung ina-attribute na nag-report daw ang ABS na hindi dumaan sa plenary pero sinabi na talagang dumaan sa plenary. So these are yung mga basic na may mga glaring na mga parang na-oversee kaya nga siguro na naging ito term na judicial overreach. Ito ho ba, tingin nyo may malaki din ang chance na talagang somehow mag-reverse ang decision ng Supreme Court?
I think so dahil ang basis nila for saying that the fourth complaint is unconstitutional because there was no plenary approval.
Yes.
Yung basis nila Sabi nila yung fourth complaint unconstitutional yan, walang approval ng plenary.
Yes.
May approval pala So therefore it's constitutional. So dapat mag-reconsider sila because their ground in saying it's unconstitutional is that the plenary did not approve it.
Yes. Tapos ngayon, 'di ba, nag-file nga nung Lunes ng MR ang House. And then the next day, nagbigay yata ng order na rin ang Supreme Court bago nag-convene ang Senado nung Wednesday na pasagutin si VP Sara. So ibig sabihin, this is a welcome development sa inyo dahil at least nandoon pa rin yung yung chance na somehow kinukonsider yung merits ng motion for reconsideration.
Yes, that's a good development dahil tumatakbo, no? After Sara files her comment, then the House can also reply.
Yes, oo. Justice, ito, importante rin kasi itong sinight ni SP Cheese sa kanyang, di ba, yung delivery niya, yung kanyang explanation ng vote. Parang isa kayo sa mga sinisisi niya somehow yung mga nagpo-push ng impeachment, kasama na raw sila former Chief Justices, sila Panganiban, si Puno, tapos si Justice Conchita Carpio Morales, kasi daw isa raw siya sa mga movement doon for the impeachment ni former Chief Justice Davide. Kaya lumabas daw itong case ng di ba? Itong sinasite lahat nila, Francisco case ruling on the 1-year ban. At that time yung position nyo parang nagbago na rin ngayon dahil it's aligned with your political interest. Yun yung parang niya parang pasaring niya during the yung kanyang pag-address nung Miyerkules.
Well, we filed our intervention. We are now in the Supreme Court. Nag-motion for with leave of court. We're asking the court for permission to intervene, and we submitted our motion for reconsideration, no? And because we want to uphold the Francisco and Gutierrez rulings, which we signed. We are defending the Francisco ruling. Doon sa Francisco ruling, the Supreme Court said yung initiation happens when the plenary refers the impeachment complaint to the Committee on Justice, and the Committee on Justice receives it. That is the reckoning date for the 1-year bar rule. Because of that, yung impeachment complaint nila Congressman Chis Escudero et al. At that time,
yes,
was unconstitutional dahil hindi umabot nag-apply na yung 1-year bar rule. They filed their impeachment complaint signed by 1/3 after the first impeachment complaint was received by the Committee on Justice. Initiated na. Tumakbo na yung 1-year bar rule. Kaya huli sila.
So mismo at
That's
that
the
time,
reason. Iba yon. The facts are different from this. Ito direct filing ito
All right. So ibig
One-third directly filed with the Senate. The facts are different. At saka yung kanila, huli sila. They filed it within the 1-year period. Dahil tumakbo na yung 1-year period, umabot na yung impeachment complaint sa Committee on Justice. Dito, walang umabot na complaint sa Committee on Justice.
Alright, so maganda nakaklaro nyo yun kasi at least di ba, to disabuse yung mga minds ng iba dahil matagal na nangyari, 2003. So yun ang nagresulta, kaya di ba ang ponente nun at that time si Justice Conchita Carpio Morales, yung doon sa Francisco case?
Siya ang ponente, yes.
Oo. So hindi consistent na sasabihin or you will deny of course dahil because it's aligned with our political cause nag-iibang inyong posisyon.
No,
diba?
we are here to defend. We intervene sa Supreme Court ngayon to defend our decision in Francisco and Gutierrez.
Tama ho. Oo. Pero ano ho ba ang let's say ang Supreme Court meron ho ba silang prescriptive period as to how long let's say binigyan nila ng 10 days ho ba ang Vice President to comment on dun sa MR ho ng lower house?
Yes, 10 days. After that, I think they will also give the House to reply within 5 days. And I think they will call for oral arguments.
Malaki ho. Tingin nyo pag nag-call ng oral arguments, di malaking bagay ho para sa inyo na nagpupush nitong matuloy itong impeachment at huwag maghintay ng February 6?
Yes, I think this is so important, and we have very good grounds because, first of all, there are factual errors, so there should be oral arguments.
All right, so at least very confident kayo na the Supreme Court will somehow yield to change the result of the 13-0 na at least inaabangan na marami kasi if you're going to wait, ano ho ba nakikita nyo? Kasi ang unang argument naririnig ko lahat nung when they were defending yung yes vote, sabi nila this is a very it's a political process na further dividing the nation, tapos we have to respect the Supreme Court. Ito naman hong pag-table or pag-archive, hindi naman ninyo sinusuway ang Korte Suprema, di ba, Justice? Oo.
Yes, we are following the process. Motions for recon are allowed. So interventions are allowed with approval of the court. So we're following the rules in accordance with the Constitution.
So there's nothing wrong kahit na you want to defer it, di ba? Or archive it habang hinihintay kasi hindi naman naaabot siguro hanggang September 6 yung mag-decide ng Supreme Court, February 6 ang mag-decide ng Supreme Court uli. Oo.
Well, hopefully hindi aabot ng ganyang katagal, no?
Oo. Oo. So yung argument ho na it is parang somehow nagdi-divide parang divisive daw ho yung impeachment, ang naririnig ko rin ng mga ibang argument sa social media, pag hindi rin ito natuloy, walang closure, somehow mas lalo hong madidivide ang bansa kasi wala hong hindi natin malalaman kung sino yung mga, let's say, naglustay ng mga confidential funds, yung mga bank accounts. Ano hong pananaw nyo doon, Justice?
Yes, we are following constitutional process here, so nobody can complain.
All right. And then yung isa pang school of thought na medyo umiiral din ngayon, yung changing the rules of impeachment, syempre it should be within the purview ng Kongreso, hindi ho ng Korte Suprema. Somehow, di ba, ito yung na sinasabi nyo rin, sa naririnig ko sa ilang mga programa, na they changing the rules of the game, dapat ito prospective, di ba? Yung sa susunod dapat i-apply, Justice? Oh.
Yes, any change in doctrine must be prospective because there are certain acts that have been done already. Katulad nito, February 5, the House, strictly following the Gutierrez and the Francisco rulings, approved the transmission of the fourth complaint to the Senate. Sinunod nila. And today, binago ang rules. It cannot be made retroactive dahil at the time that the House transmitted the fourth complaint to the Senate, they followed the Constitution and the decisions of the Supreme Court.
Okay. Nako, maraming salamat to sa mga legal insights nyo, Justice, at somehow pag inaantabayan na natin yung developments dito sa Korte Suprema, pero very hopeful kami na magkaroon ng paglilinaw ang Korte Suprema tungkol dun sa